Okay. Well, I'm to the point to where I'm not at Johnny's at the moment. I'm at my house working on this 64 Sport Fury. And that's what the motor is going in. I got curious and tried to get this bed liner out of here the other day, and I kind of went overboard. So I got to start on that side now, except I figured I should probably film it after I'd already started. So now we'll do that. Yeah, it's a 64 Sport Fury. Picked it up off of the Facebook. Had a 440 and a 727 and stuffs. Just realized I'm in 1 time instead of 0.5. But, I mean, it had everything in it. It did run, but it lost oil pressure, so I yanked the motor. Well, me and Johnny did one night. That was a long night. We did have it out in like 4 hours, though, so, I mean, it wasn't hateful. But, yeah. We're going to do that now so we can get the motor back in it. I have like, well, today's Tuesday. The motor has to be in it Thursday. So, yeah, I got to get all this sanded and painted by Thursday. And I'm going to my grandma's tonight to go deer hunting in the morning. So I only have about 8 hours to do this. And then Thursday, bribe Johnny into coming over here, helping me put said motor in. So now I'm going to cut to a time lapse because this is going to take... Well, it's been about a week, and I got this as good as it's going to get. I can't get the wheel down in there, and I refuse to rebleed this. So I might go get some sandpaper from in the house and smooth that down a little bit, just so it's not, because this has texture to it. Here, you might be able to see it. It's got texture. That'll probably show up in the paint, so, which for paint, I'm going to use 415 because Johnny, do the vice grip thing, Johnny, 415 almost the entire Coronet and no rust, so I took this all the way down to bare metal, accidentally. Because I didn't know those flapper wheels were as good as they were. And it ate through everything. Except this side. Because that side I used this thing. It's a not wire cut brush. Thing works pretty good. Not as good as those little flapper wheels. I don't know where we got them, but we can't find them now. They're I used these. They're Midwest production products. I think these are a Harbor Freight brand, but they're medium grit metal. This one's CRS metal. They were great because they weren't real aggressive like these were. They're more of a, yeah, they look like this. That, it worked great for taking the paint off. I mean, it took it all the way off. That's just where the body has little minor, the spot welds and stuff. That I just couldn't get the angle grinder down into. But man, did it clean up good. It's dirty now because of the other side. But I mean, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire that thing up. I already had her pumped up because I forgot paintbrushes, so I had to run down and get those. Now I'm back. Now I'm going to blow all that out. I even did core sport. I'll blow all that out. Then I'm going to take this lacquer thinner and wipe the entire inside of this thing down. Then I'm probably going to go get the torch, heat it up a little bit because it's been absurdly cold. I was hunting yesterday and it was 25 degrees outside. So today it's a little warmer. It's back up in the 45 and 50s. So we're going to paint all this and get her looking mint. I can't put the motor in today like I wanted to because I gotta drain that torque converter, and I was at advanced, and I went in there to get stuff, or ATF, and they didn't have the right ATF. Then I did some more research, and they say that those like AMSOIL ATF. So I called one of the dealers about 30 minutes away, and he's got it. So it's gonna be a couple more days, but I want to do that right because don't want to have to replace that after I already get motor in. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get started on this, and I'll either time lapse it or bring you back in. But I think we're gonna go work on Johnny's a little bit tonight. He got his motor mounts in, so we might be sliding his block in. It'd be great. I'm gonna try and keep you guys updated, but I don't have a fancy phone rig like we do over at Johnny's. I'll sit down here on the camera with you guys. Make sure to sit on your trans lines. I already got our lacquer thinned and blowed off, so now we're just gonna apply the paint. Now I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, why is it black? It's a Chrysler, which was Johnny's thing because his dad hates black engine bays in Chryslers. But I'm gonna be painting this car black. So instead of painting it white now, restripping it all back down later, I'm just gonna paint it black, and then I can tape everything off later and just shoot the car, since I'll already have the motor in it by then. That'll probably be this spring deal, but that way it will already be done, and then I don't have to do it later. Because I don't want to have to take the motor back out of this car. So, the less steps I have to do later, the better. Plus, it's 415, it'll never come back off. Which would be great. It shouldn't rust either, because I prepped the surface. The 68, I prepped the trunk, but I didn't. And it's starting to flake in some spots, which is my fault, because I should have prepped it. I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't do it good. I didn't do it how I should have. So I'm gonna eventually probably have to redo that, but I mean, it'll be fine. I'll just put more 415 over it. Stuff's expensive though. I mean, good paint, great paint, and you can supposedly paint over top of it. You just gotta Scuff the surface with 320 grit sandpaper until gloss is dull and then apply coating. Or you can get colored Pour 15. I think they make blue and all kinds of that stuff on their website. But since I'm painting the car black, I'm just going to paint this black. Because I think the engine bays, I have to re-ask Johnny, but the engine bays on these are supposed to be the color of the car. I don't know. Is this entertaining? You're watching paint dry. You're watching me paint while the paint's drying. I don't know. I don't want to cut you back to another time lapse because I think there's already like 4 in here. I don't know. Uh-oh. Frickin' bubbles. That's running. We don't want that. It's going to take more coats. Dang, it already looks a whole lot better. That bed coating or whatever they put in here just wasn't doing it. I mean, it was keeping stuff from rusting, but I mean, it looked horrible. Because it was white and it had soaked in all the oils and stuff that the motor was leaking. So it wasn't really, some parts were purple, some parts were starting to turn black. It just wasn't doing it for me. And I was like, well, I put already a lot of time in that motor with Dave. Might as well up the engine bay, make it look pretty, because I mean, the rest of the car is not in terrible shape, so. Should I paint that? Probably. Screw it, I'm doing it anyway. It'll look good, probably. Oh, but that means I gotta do it all the way up there. Well, too late now. Now I gotta do it. Man, you want to talk about a night and day difference. That already looks way better. Okay, well, you watched me do this tiny portion. This is going to take me another hour. I'll just cut you back in when at least this fender's done. That way I can listen to some George.